Imagine descending slowly beneath the shimmering waves, beyond the reach of sunlight, deeper and deeper into the silent world of the ocean floor. For centuries, we believed the deep seabed was a place of stability, a vast and unchanging wilderness far from human interference. But what if this ancient floor, the base of our oceans, is quietly transforming in ways we can barely grasp? The future ocean floor is not just a static entity. It is shifting, dissolving, and breathing in response to forces both natural and driven by us. This hidden landscape is becoming an evolving mystery, where entire ecosystems are rewritten by the changing climate, tectonic shifts, and chemical currents. Are we truly prepared for what lies beneath, or have we only just scratched the surface of a deep and disturbing revolution? Over the last century, the planet's warming has reshaped ocean floors in ways that challenge our expectations. Rising global temperatures lead to melting ice caps and glaciers, which raise sea levels far faster than we once predicted. By 2100, estimates suggest the sea might rise anywhere from 50 centimeters to over 2 meters, depending on our emissions choices. But the impacts go beyond simply higher water. The very foundation beneath the waves is being altered. Sediment layers shift as floodwaters wash new materials into the sea, while sections of the ocean floor become anoxic, devoid of oxygen, creating ghostly dead zones inhospitable to most life. The familiar maps will become outdated, snapshots of a terrain that no longer exists. This raises a chilling question. When the ground beneath the ocean moves, what happens to the lives tethered to it? The ocean floor, once thought so still, is more dynamic than we imagined. Beneath the crushing weight of thousands of meters of water, tectonic plates pulse and grind, shifting the landscape beneath quietly, but with power that can alter ecosystems. New trenches deepen, volcanic vents awaken, and vast hydrothermal systems breathe hot, mineral-rich water into the cold abyss. But these changes are not random. They produce a strange rhythm, a kind of pulse that fascinates oceanographers. Recordings of the seabed reveal patterns resembling biological signals, almost like a heartbeat. Are we witnessing an Earth system that behaves less like inert rock and more like a living entity? This eerie oscillation heralds not peace beneath the waves, but a restless terrain that may be alive in its own right. These geological rhythms combine with profound biological shifts. The deep ocean floor is becoming home to creatures previously unimaginable. Creatures with transparent, liquid-like bodies drift like ghosts through the darkness, evolved to withstand the immense pressures crushing their fragile forms. Some worms perceive the faint glow of geothermal vents and harvest this scarce light as food, while microbial colonies thrive by consuming minerals directly from rocks. Life here has rewritten the rules, coping without sunlight or oxygen, existing in a ghostly twilight where adaptation borders on alien transformation. Yet these wonders carry an unsettling air, life so remote from everything we know that it challenges our sense of familiarity and belonging. Is this evolution a sign of rebirth, or a hint of an abyssal world we might never understand? Beneath even this dimly lit seafloor world lies another realm hidden from our gaze, subterranean oceans trapped within the crust itself. In these microbial caves, chemistry takes strange turns. Life feeds on hydrogen sulfide, uranium radiation, or silicon compounds rather than oxygen. Isolated for eons, such shadow biospheres could offer a glimpse into ancient Earth conditions, or even clues about life on other worlds. Yet, probes exploring these depths have begun to pick up mysterious rhythmic vibrations echoing like heartbeats through the rock, unsettlingly synchronized and ominously persistent. The unknown looms large here, too vast, too strange, and perhaps too old to be fully comprehended. What might dwell in the deep silence beneath the ocean floor, stirring and waiting in the dark? The Earth itself seems to respond, sometimes violently, to these changes. Methane gas erupts from the floor in sudden bursts. Tectonic plates convulse with spasms releasing heat and pressure. This awakening sets off chemical reactions that alter ocean currents and impact surface waters, linking the deepest crustal changes to life above the waves. The ocean floor's transformation is more than geological. It reshapes the entire marine ecosystem, driving new patterns of life and death. As glowing fissures spread like veins beneath the water, one wonders if the Earth can speak through these convulsions, sending warnings or signaling a reshaping of the ocean's very essence. What happens when the ocean floor is no longer silent, but alive and restless beneath the waves? Look centuries ahead, and the future seafloor paints a surreal picture of life reinventing itself in unimaginable ways. Crystalline sponges stretch into the water like otherworldly trees, their surfaces sparkling with mineral growths. Colonies of gelatinous towers pulse with bioluminescence, communicating in light across vast distances in the dark abyss. Life has not just survived. It has transformed and thrived, crafting ecosystems alien to today's eyes but vibrant with purpose. The ocean floor becomes a new world, filled with creatures that blur the lines between biology, mineral, and machine. This rebirth symbolizes not an end, but a profound beginning, an echo of life's resilience in an ever-changing planet. So what lies hidden in the future ocean floor is no simple secret. It is a mystery of endurance, transformation, and eerie possibility. It asks us to reconsider what we know about stability, about life, and about the relationship between the planet and its oceans. Could the restless shifting and strange life beneath be warnings or signs of something greater awakening? And in facing these unknowns, might we come closer to understanding not just the future of the ocean floor, but the future of life itself? The ocean holds its breath, waiting for us to explore, to listen, and to learn what lies beneath its silent surface. Beneath the crushing darkness of the deep ocean, where no sunlight dares to reach, strange patches of seafloor glow with a faint, eerie light. These are hydrothermal vents, underwater hot springs where geothermally heated water bursts through cracks in the Earth's crust. For decades, scientists have been fascinated and mystified by these vents, discovering that they are not mere geological curiosities but vibrant, bustling ecosystems bursting with life in a place where survival seems impossible. The water spewing out can exceed 400 degrees Celsius. Yet the surrounding seawater is just above freezing, creating a sharp contrast that fuels extraordinary chemical reactions. These vents create a paradoxical environment, harsh, toxic, and boiling, but simultaneously a cradle for unique communities of organisms adapted to this alien world. What kind of life can possibly thrive here? And what secrets might these glowing vents whisper about the future of our changing oceans? Living in these hydrothermal vent oases are creatures unlike any others found elsewhere on the planet. Giants among them are the tube worms, feasting not on sunlight or plants but on the minerals and chemicals bubbling out of the Earth's crust. Their bright red plumes resemble alien flowers, yet these are in fact their gills, full of bacteria that convert hydrogen sulfide from the vent fluids into energy in a process called chemosynthesis. Without the sun, chemosynthesis replaces photosynthesis, turning chemical energy into nourishment. Around these tube worms swarm a variety of snails, crabs, shrimp, and strange fish species, each adapted in bizarre and fascinating ways to the high-pressure, high-temperature extremes. These creatures live in symbiosis with microbes, forming tight-knit alliances that sustain entire food webs. It's an ecosystem built on secrets and chemistry, thriving where life was once thought impossible. Each hydrothermal vent is also a melting pot of chemical mysteries. The superheated fluids gush out laden with minerals like sulfur, iron, and manganese, creating towering chimneys or black smokers that spew dark, mineral-rich plumes into the ocean. These chimneys grow at a rate of centimeters per year, reshaping the seafloor landscape. The hot, acidic water dissolves rocks, releasing compounds that bacteria exploit for energy, forming thick microbial mats that blanket the seabed. These bacteria are nature's alchemists, turning toxic chemicals into biomass that supports larger animals. The dynamics of these vents are unstable, sometimes flickering out as magma shifts or tectonic activity moves the seams. Each new vent opening sparks a race for colonization, an ecological rebirth amid destruction. Could these vents be Earth's pulse, a subterranean heartbeat energizing life even in the darkest abyss? One of the most unsettling discoveries is the profound unpredictability of these hydrothermal zones. Far from static geological features, vents breathe, in a rhythmic cycle, pulsing gases and heat in patterns that baffle scientists. Some record signals strange enough to suggest lifelike complexity, hinting at self-organized chemical ecosystems that blur the line between geology and biology. These pulses of energy and chemicals create fluctuating conditions, sometimes searing, sometimes gentle, forcing resident life forms to adapt swiftly or perish. This fluctuating environment breeds unique evolutionary paths, where survival hinges on resilience and speed. Are these natural rhythms just chaos, or do they hint at an emergent intelligence within the seafloor's molten heart? The deep ocean floor may hold forms of life and systems alien not just in appearance, but in fundamental nature. Adding to the mystery, vent ecosystems are fragile and isolated. Larvae of vent species drift in the cold ocean currents, searching for new vents to colonize, but natural barriers and vast distances mean that populations often exist as isolated pockets of life. Each vent's community is genetically distinct, adapted to its unique chemistry and temperature profiles. This fragmentation means the loss of a single vent can wipe out entire populations, which raises alarming questions as deep-sea mining edges closer to vent areas for mineral extraction. Beyond just biology, hydrothermal vents play vital roles in global chemical cycles, recycling minerals and toxins, impacting ocean chemistry at scales far beyond their limited borders. How do we balance understanding and protecting these extraordinary hotspots while humanity's reach extends deeper into the ocean floor's darkest corners? Recent discoveries have shaken our understanding even further. Scientists have found hybrid vent systems where traditionally separate hydrothermal vents and methane seeps coexist in close proximity, creating unforeseen chemical and biological interactions. In places like conical seamount, bubbling hot and cold fluids intermingle, producing unique habitats and supporting bizarre mixes of microbes and animals. Such hybrid systems challenge previous ecological models, hinting that the ocean floor in the future may host even more complex, interwoven life webs than we thought. This complexity is exciting yet unnerving. These ecosystems may react in unpredictable ways to environmental shifts and human interference. What new life forms might emerge from such chemical concoctions in the decades to come? The ocean floor is gradually revealing a tangled web of possibilities, alive in ways we have only just begun to imagine. Beneath the visible habitats of these vents lies an even more hidden mystery. Recently, explorers discovered life flourishing in cavities and volcanic tunnels beneath the vent fields themselves. In these warm, mineral-rich pockets, worms and snails swim in waters far warmer than expected, supported entirely by vent fluids flowing beneath the seafloor. This subterranean ecosystem expands the boundary of known life habitats, revealing that vent animals can exist both above and below the sediment surface, connected through complex chemical highways. The idea that life travels and thrives beneath the seabed crashes against our mental models of a barren crust. What undiscovered creatures lurk in the volcanic caves deeper still? These realms echo with the unknown, blending biological richness with the shadows of Earth's fiery core. Through all these revelations, hydrothermal vents remain symbols of a profound paradox. Life thrives amid conditions most would call hostile, thriving on poison and fire. They remind us that life finds a way in the most unexpected places, reshaping our definitions and challenging our fears. At the same time, there is an underlying urgency. These delicate ecosystems, teetering on the edge of existence, could be irrevocably changed by the future we choose. As we peer into the mystery of hydrothermal vents, we confront not only the ocean's future, but also our own role in this unfolding story. What secrets will these glowing chimneys reveal about the resilience and fragility of life in the hidden depths of our planet? Far beneath the faintly glowing surface of the deep ocean floor lies a realm so distant from everyday experience it might as well be alien. This is the world of the abyssal plains and trenches, where darkness reigns and crushing pressure squeezes life into forms barely imaginable. Yet in this desolate expanse, evolution has carved out niches for creatures both strange and resilient. As centuries pass and the future unfolds, this world will transform, shaped by relentless environmental pressures and the quiet, persistent march of adaptation. What kinds of beings will inherit this abyssal kingdom when light finally abandons it completely? The future ocean floor may be populated by life that defies our expectations, with creatures resembling glowing, transparent phantoms or designed to breathe minerals rather than oxygen itself. Unlike the sunlit waters near the surface, the deep abyss knows no seasons or daylight. Here, nutrients must descend from above or erupt from the Earth's own heat. This scarcity forces life to innovate beyond imagination. Imagine translucent scavengers drifting like liquid shadows, their skeletons a soft matrix of fluids shaped to withstand lethal pressures. Some strange worms develop extraordinary sensitivity to the faintest traces of geothermal light, able to harvest energy where none seems to exist. In this eternal night, bioluminescence becomes the language of survival, casting eerie glows that illuminate the blackness with colors too strange for daylight eyes. From gelatinous sponges that emit pulses of light to mysterious colonies filtering nutrients directly from minerals, the ocean floor becomes a theater of quiet and alien wonder. Evolution here doesn't follow familiar rules. Instead, it takes bold and bizarre detours, crafting creatures that blur the line between the organic and the inorganic. Some species forsake oxygen, turning instead to strange chemical pathways fueled by sulfur or metals dissolved from rocks. Others develop skeletal systems made not of calcium, but of silica or exotic biopolymers that glow faintly in the dark. Adaptations are dictated by necessity, the need to cope with a world where food is unpredictable, space is limited, and survival requires extreme specialization. What seems like otherworldly horror may just be nature's relentless will to persist against unimaginable odds. Could we recognize these beings as life at all? Or would they be so alien as to challenge our very definition of biology? These alien-like forms are not just solitary oddities but parts of elaborate ecosystems intricately woven into the fabric of the seafloor. Microbial mats form the foundation, thriving on chemical reactions facilitated by seabed minerals, while larger organisms graze on these living carpets or feed on the sparse carcasses drifting down from the surface. Predatory species lurk in the shadows, equipped with heightened senses and stealth adapted for the eternal night. Diversity in this zone may seem sparse to the untrained eye, but closer study reveals complex food webs and highly specialized predator-prey interactions. This dynamic balance, precarious yet enduring, may one day offer clues about how life could evolve on other worlds, far from sunlit surfaces and familiar ecosystems. The deeper one ventures, the more this dark biota appears like a mirror to ancient oceans, a living fossil record of evolutionary experimentation. Some species seem little changed over millions of years, while others exhibit signs of rapid evolution in response to environmental shifts. Rising ocean temperatures and shifting currents accelerate these changes, forcing species into isolated pockets, creating genetic hotspots of innovation. Within these zones, new forms arise and vanish with little trace, like fleeting ghosts of evolution. What secrets do these creatures hold about resilience and adaptation? Might they harbor biochemical pathways or survival strategies that could revolutionize science and medicine? Studying them could unlock keys to life's endurance across the universe. Mysteriously, some of these abyssal creatures are found in places thought too inhospitable to support complex life. Along underwater mountain ranges and volcanic ridges, scavengers and grazers thrive in hydrothermal vent systems, while sophisticated filter feeders create towering structures from mineral deposits. These environments provide patchy oases of heat and nutrients, forming island-like habitats scattered across the ocean floor. Over time, these isolated realms influence genetic divergence and speciation, creating unique biological communities unique to each vent system. Scientists speculate that in the future, as these vents fluctuate with tectonic activity and climate change, organisms once confined to these patches may spread or disappear, reshaping the abyssal biosphere profoundly. Exploring this dark frontier presents immense challenges. The crushing pressures, freezing temperatures, and vast distances make deep-sea research a formidable endeavor, limited by technology and accessibility. Yet robotic exploration reveals glimpses of this hidden world, capturing images of strange, ethereal creatures and microbial communities clinging to jagged rocks and mineral chimneys. These remote observations tantalize with glimpses of secrets long buried in the Earth's depths. Occasionally, pulses of bioluminescent light flicker in the distance, raising the question, what undiscovered organisms communicate in the pitch black, orchestrating life where nothing else seems possible? The horror and wonder of these future ocean floors lie in their profound otherness. They exist beyond the grasp of our everyday senses and challenge preconceived notions of what life is supposed to look like. This alien biosphere moves not in predictable cycles of day and night, but in chemical pulses and tectonic rhythms, creating a silent dance of survival amid relentless adversity. Confronting this unknown may stir feelings of awe as much as unease. How will humanity respond to these mysteries? Can we protect and learn from these fragile, alien ecosystems, or will ignorance doom them to vanish before their secrets are fully understood? Ultimately, the deep ocean floor offers a silent, dark promise. It is a world in constant flux, shaped by forces both violent and gentle, a laboratory of evolutionary extremes. It beckons us not just to explore but to rethink life itself. What lies hidden there is a testament to nature's creativity and tenacity, a future ocean wilderness unlike any other on Earth. As we peer into that abyss, we must ask, what role will we play in the story of this ever-changing, enigmatic underworld? Will we be the stewards of its mysteries, or the witnesses to its loss? Picture this. You're not just on the ocean floor anymore, but plunging deeper, through cracks and fissures into a hidden underworld beneath the seabed itself. These are the subterranean oceans, vast reservoirs of water trapped within the Earth's crust, sealed away for billions of years. Here, in microbial caves and porous rock layers, life pulses in ways that defy everything we know from the surface world. Scientists call this the deep biosphere, a shadow realm where chemistry reigns supreme over light or oxygen. Future explorations reveal ecosystems running on silicon-based metabolism, hydrogen sulfide feasts, and even the faint glow of uranium decay. What ancient secrets do these buried waters hold, and what horrors might awaken when we disturb their eternal silence? Accessing this beneath-the-bottom world requires piercing through layers of sediment and basalt, where pressures multiply and temperatures rise unpredictably. Robotic drills and probes capture glimpses of fluid-filled voids teeming with microbes smaller than we can easily image. These organisms don't photosynthesize. They chemosynthesize, pulling energy from rock reactions in a slow, relentless churn. Some thrive on iron oxidation, others on methane seeps bubbling from deeper mantles. This life operates on timescales of geological epochs, evolving independently from surface biology since the planet's infancy. Isolation breeds strangeness, genetic lineages unknown to modern oceans, hinting at separate origins of life itself. Could these caves harbor the blueprint for extraterrestrial existence, or something far more unsettling? The chemistry down here twists into nightmares for the uninitiated. Hydrogen sulfide clouds the waters like a toxic fog, while trace radioactive elements provide sporadic energy bursts. Silicon compounds form the backbone of some microbial structures, creating glassy husks that shimmer faintly in probe lights. Uranium decay fuels hardy bacteria, their metabolisms glowing with eerie Cherenkov radiation visible only in total darkness. These processes sustain biomass at densities rivaling surface soils, challenging ideas of lifeless rock. Yet the scale boggles the mind, trillions of cells per cubic meter, forming a global network through crustal fractures. What intelligence might emerge from such vast, interconnected shadows? Speculation runs wild among scientists studying seismic data and fluid samples. These deep biomes may have evolved eons ago, predating the first fish or forests, preserved in crustal tombs. Some propose they represent a fourth domain of life, distinct from bacteria, archaea, and eukaryotes. Probes detect rhythmic vibrations propagating through the rock, too regular for earthquakes, too deep for vents. Imagine colossal entities migrating through porous channels, their movements registering as faint quakes on surface sensors. Horror creeps in. Are these echoes of slumbering giants, or the planet's own subconscious stirring? The data teases possibilities that blur biology and geology into something profoundly alien. Evidence mounts from boreholes drilled kilometers into the crust, where life persists against all odds. At 2 kilometers down, microbes' density rivals tropical rainforests. At 5, they endure 150 degrees Celsius. These shadow biospheres recycle carbon and nutrients on planetary scales, influencing ocean chemistry from below. Future climate shifts could destabilize them, releasing ancient gases or novel pathogens. Robotic explorers capture video of undulating mats contracting like muscle, responding to chemical gradients. The mild horror lies in their proximity. We walk above oblivious to this teeming underbelly. What if a fracture connects our world to theirs, unleashing the deep's forgotten children? Diving deeper into speculation, envision silicon-based worms tunneling through basalt, their bodies crystalline and unyielding. Colonies of radiotrophic fungi pulse with inner light, communicating via neutrino-like signals through solid rock. These forms challenge carbon chauvinism, suggesting life untethered from our biochemistry. Probes vanishing into fissures fuel tales of predatory swarms dissolving metal casings. Scientific rigor tempers the fear, yet anomalies persist. Unexplained heat spikes, vanishing instruments, rhythmic booms echoing globally. Is the crust awakening to our intrusions, or merely indifferent to fragile surface dwellers? The unknown amplifies every tremor into existential dread. This beneath-the-bottom realm reshapes our view of habitability. It proves life endures where stars never shine, sustained by Earth's inner fires. Future ocean floors may see these biospheres breach surface sediments, hybridizing with abyssal life. Chemical highways link vents to crustal depths, ferrying microbes upward in tectonic spasms. Such mergers could spawn superorganisms, resilient to warming seas or acidification. Yet peril looms. Mining drills risk contaminating both realms with surface microbes. How do we explore without unraveling this delicate balance? Or worse, inviting crustal retribution? Ultimately, the subterranean oceans whisper of humility before the planet's mysteries. They evoke awe at life's tenacity and unease at our ignorance. What colossal forms navigate these lightless labyrinths, dreaming in chemical code? As probes delve further, we edge closer to truths that might redefine existence or terrify us into retreat. The future ocean floor hides not just beneath, but within, a pulsing enigma waiting patiently. Will humanity pierce the veil wisely, or unleash shadows best left undisturbed? The crust holds its breath, and so should we. Something stirs in the depths, far below the familiar ocean floor, where the Earth's crust groans under unimaginable strain. Massive methane eruptions bubble up like the breath of a waking giant, while tectonic spasms rip open new fissures across the seabed. These cataclysmic events signal a profound awakening. As buried ecosystems expand upward, their heat reshaping ocean chemistry from the inside out. Scientists monitoring seismic networks detect patterns too rhythmic for mere geology, hinting at forces long dormant now stirring to life. Water temperatures spike unpredictably, currents twist into new paths, and dissolved gases alter the very breath of the sea. Is the planet speaking through these convulsions, or is something colossal responding to our warming world? The horror lies not in destruction alone, but in the suggestion that the deep is alive and changing in ways we cannot control.